Boys and girls, here we are, the second part of the big episode, the biggest fraud in Logan Paul's scam. So I've reacted to the first episode just a couple of days ago. This is the second one, so listen, let's get straight into it because I can't wait for this. Alright, I need my headphones, I forgot about that. I'm too excited. I'm too excited for this shit, man. Let me have one of the ears out so I can hear everyone else. Right, let's do this.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. Cryptozoo.co. It's a really fun
What a
game.
scumbag. I still can't believe this, man. Honestly.
$50,000 in Cryptozoo.
I lost $40,000.
$500,000 Australian.
It's
$500,000, right? Half a fucking million.
I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing I could do with it.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No.
We had a f***ing issue with Cryptozoo, where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never gave me anything at all, ever. Eddie promised me, 5% tokens and $1 million. He literally never paid me.
Wait a second. Who's Eddie? I thought that all of this was Logan Paul. What's this random guy doing in Logan Paul's project? And who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez?
There were so many names coming up in the previous episode, and there's so much like blame shifting. Like Logan was saying, it was the developers' fault, and all the fans, the people who invested, they were like, well, all of our money is into it. We can't even cash out. We can't take our own money out. Our own investment is just frozen into the website because there's no way to cash it out. So yeah, and then all these names started popping up, and then it was like, it was just a big confusing pile of shit by the end. But hopefully we'll get some answers today. Holy shit.
To begin answering the question of who Eddie is, I decided to take a deep dive. I started by looking through all the news articles I could on Eddie, where I found out he graduated from MIT, and from there became a data scientist and cybersecurity expert, and used that technical background to win a Super Bowl for the Eagles. And there were videos on him too, which all painted him as brilliant and extremely accomplished.
Yes, hi,
Okay.
my name's Eddie Ibanez. I'm a father of three, lead developer here at Cryptozoo.
As a teenager, he successfully hacked AOL from his bedroom. He continued to pursue computer science until attending MIT. He was then recruited out to work for a government agency in cybersecurity, developing software that reverse engineers the location of known government and terrorist threats.
You started with the federal government, and you started off really tracking criminals with burner phones and all.
Honestly, after this whole search, I felt more confused than ever.
Yeah, like, hold on. So if he's like this national hero, then what does he has to do with the scam in the first place, right?
If Eddie's such an amazing guy, why didn't he pay developers? And is he really the puppet master behind Cryptozoo? Or...
Oh, so it was he who didn't pay oh yeah, of course it was. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the ending of the first video. Shit, I thought it was Logan. No, it was actually Eddie who didn't pay the developers. Right, yes.
Is it someone else? Honestly, I felt like at this point I needed a drink, and I needed to ask for help.
Coffee, how's it going?
Not good.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I'm confused about this Eddie Ibanez guy. He comes out of nowhere with this Cryptozoo story, and everything about him I find seems great.
So, what's the problem?
Well, everything's not great. Everything about this guy just seems too perfect. He's an MIT grad, he works for the military. He even claims he won a Super Bowl. Why would that guy work for Logan Paul?
I know, that's what I'm asking.
But I can find out. You said his name is Eddie Ibanez?
I think he goes by Eduardo technically, but... Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around.
I love the editing in this one.
And done.
Well, what'd you find?
So apparently he's basically the Tony Stark of YouTube. This is so cool.
Few red flags, couple of misdemeanors. Ooh, a few court cases. I'll send him over. He got sued by his landlord for not paying rent, sued by his credit card company for not paying his bill.
You can skip that stuff. I just need whatever's relevant to Cryptozoo.
Yeah, but hold on a second. No. But like, still, it is relevant because if someone is so brilliant and assumingly or allegedly works for the government and gets paid quite well, why does he have such petty little crimes? Interesting.
Well, that's basically it. Other than, hold on. No, wait, I did find something. Look at this.
What's this?
It's from a paper in Philly. I barely picked it up. This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the whole Eddie Ibanez character. This guy Adam Robb investigated it. He says it's a lie.
No
I gotta
way.
find this guy. Send me his info. I got some calls to make.
Coffee.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We met up with Adam Robb, the reporter who's been investigating Eddie Ibanez for a while now. And I wanted to know, what did Adam think of him when they first met?
I wasn't quite sure what to make of him. Based on what I knew about him, he was a MIT grad who went on to work for the CIA and the Defense Department, and I didn't want to waste his time. And it wasn't long after I sat down that I realized he was wasting my time.
Can you tell me about some of the lies Eddie told you?
Eddie has told me so many lies over the course of my 2 interviews with him, and the first lie he told me is probably the oldest lie that he's told so many people, which is that he's an orphan. I first realized Eddie might be lying to me when I went home the next day and Googled Eddie Ibanez's family.
Why would he even lie about that? Like, is that supposed to create some sort of empathy with me, or like? Yeah, I'm not following this. Like, why would he even say that?
I found a video of Eddie and his wife making rice pudding on a Fox and Friends segment on Fox News, and Eddie's wife Jackie explained that she learned the recipe from Eddie's mother.
So in the picture you've got.
So why would you even fucking say that? If it's public knowledge on fucking national TV that you actually have a mother. Oh my god, you're so fucking stupid, mate. This is brilliant. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this too much. I know. I'm just getting. I'm a bit frantic. Okay, I am a bit frantic, but yeah.
Got Jackie Ibanez, you know her, along with her husband Eddie and her 2 little girls. You love rice pudding. Why is this a family recipe?
Okay, so Eddie's mom made this rice pudding once.
Wait, Eddie's mom? I thought Eddie was an orphan. Well, it turns out the only problem with that is that not only does his mom exist, she's alive and in his life. And it turns out it wasn't just Adam that heard this story either. He told it a lot.
Did you ever meet his mother or his parents?
I did meet his mother.
Did he ever tell you he was an orphan?
Yes.
How did he square that with you?
So that's why I'm so confused. He told me he was an orphan and all this stuff, but then I meet his mom.
He told me he was an orphan and then I met his mother. Is quite the string of words.
It's a bit of an awkward situation to be in after the truth comes out, isn't it? Especially your mom, just like, why did you lie about me dying or like leaving you or whatever the story was? Man, this is just some fucking sociopath level bullshit.
But as insane as these lies are, let's be real, it doesn't explain why Cryptozoo failed.
Very true.
The next lies kind of do, because part of Eddie's story is also that he went to MIT, where he was recruited to the CIA. And it's part of why he was so attractive as a lead developer, all the wild experiences that he had had. But it's just not true.
I emailed the MIT registrar's office and I asked if Eddie Ibanez attended the school, and they confirmed in absolute terms that he never attended MIT.
That's right. The whole orphan to MIT origin story, it wasn't true. And Eddie's whole backstory from here kind of falls apart as well. How could he have been recruited to a government agency out of MIT if he never went to MIT? If this is all seeming crazy to you, you might ask yourself, who would believe all this? And this is where Eddie shines. He kind of had a gift for getting people to believe in the lies he told, especially super rich and powerful people for some reason. Like take, for instance, this story, him winning the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. He managed to convince the owner of the New York Yankees that it was true, Barry Clarber, who completely bought into it without question and told the same story later in a college seminar.
Let's jump right into the work that you did for the Philadelphia Eagles, which led to a Super Bowl championship, led to you getting a Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
Tell us exactly what your job was to do for them and how it worked out.
No, sure thing. So first off, they said like, we don't know where to put you, but and then the sports science guy was the one guy. He's like, hey, I got some data. I'm interested. So so we took in his data, and then we found out that these players. What happens is it's like a player, as they run around, they get at certain fatigue levels. So if you ever played Street Fighter, the video game, there's like a red bar at the top, and every time you get hit, that red bar goes down until you die, KO, right? So then we're trying to figure out kind of what that is for a player, and on an injury level, right? There's an injury part that gets knocked down and that gets KO'd.
This is insane.
I'm sorry. Okay, so first question: how did nobody fact check this? Like, I mean, these people are obviously big, high-profile, influential people. Like, how is no one like fact checking what he's saying? Second question is, right? It's like, well, not even a question. It's a statement where I want to say is that this is why you shouldn't trust just because someone has influence or authority. Like, a prime example that just because they say something, they are still human like you and I. Like, if I say something and you don't believe me because it sounds too, like, you know, whatever, then you have to consider that all these people, what they are telling you is the same. You have to treat it the same way. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Fucking hell, man.
He convinced an owner of the Yankees that he won a Super Bowl by turning sports athletes into Street Fighter characters. And of course, none of it's true. The Philadelphia Eagles responded to a fact check saying he never worked for their player analysis team. Not only that, the Eagles also said that Eddie did try to do an in-person presentation in March of 2018, but that was already a month after the Eagles had already won the Super Bowl. And also, they didn't hire him because of course not. Meaning there's no way this story is true. And yet he's convinced people at the highest levels of sports that it is. And this is where we get back to Cryptozoo, of course, because it's how he got involved with that project. Remember Jeff Levin, Logan's manager, who we spoke to last time? Well, he also spoke to Adam Robb. And when he told him the reasons he liked Eddie, they sounded very familiar.
And did he tell you, I guess, kind of like about like working with the NFL and that kind of stuff and the whole, like his time in the CIA and all that?
He did. And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild, you know, like that's pretty cool. But he's humble and he's not like ever bragging.
It's basically the Ted Bundy situation, isn't it? Someone is so persuasive and such a character and so like can tell a story in an enthusiastic manner that people just believe him without question, and then they would even defend him if someone even tried to say otherwise. You know, it's very sociopathic behavior in my opinion.
Or anything like that.
Wait, but he is bragging. He literally made it all up. The CIA, NFL stories aren't true. How could that not be bragging? But that's the impression Eddie gave off. But that's not all. Because Eddie didn't just use made-up stories to get in with the Cryptozoo team. He also used his other connections. His real millionaire and billionaire friends that he's managed to gain with all these fake stories. And some of them vouched for him. People like Chris Birch and Todd Morley.
And what was the thing that kind of like sold you on Eddie? Was it the fact that like Chris and Todd and people like that kind of like have backed him in the past? And
unbelievable.
I just think he's a down-to-earth, cool, humble guy.
Okay.
Who's been super successful. They're trying to do an agenda, and he's just kind of like, hey, look, I'm super smart in what I know, and I have amazing relationships through business that I've done.
It's incredible.
Just like born to be a con artist, basically. Like literally, like. Wow.
I mean, how does this guy keep getting away with it? Honestly, it's baffling. But I've got to say, up till now, everyone's been fooled sort of fair and square on the same grounds. But I found out Cryptozoo did have an advantage that could have saved them all this trouble the whole time.
So a month before the launch of Cryptozoo, I got on the phone with Jeff Levin, Logan Paul's manager. And after he spoke fondly of Eddie and his work, I confronted him about some of Eddie's lies, including how he didn't work for the NFL. Jeff told me he doesn't know much about the NFL, but he knows about the business world. And Chris Birch and Todd Morley vouched for Eddie. And so Jeff and Logan were going to continue working with him.
Have you ever verified that anything Eddie said about himself is true?
We verified that it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely talk to people.
Okay.
And his friends and, you know, and people that he said he has relationships with, which we've confirmed that for sure.
Okay. Because I had trouble with some of that, like, with the NFL, like saying that, like, no, we've never worked with him, and that kind of thing. But you've had
the NFL saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you're Logan Paul's manager, one of the most known names on the planet, not necessarily for the right reasons, okay, but all you have to do is send an email, and the NFL or whoever represents them will surely reply to you because you have that sort of authority, you have that sort of connection. All it takes is an email. Like, we live in a digital world. We live in the information era. Like, how is no one doing this? Oh my god. Do not invest into something just because someone tells you it's gonna work out. Investigate it. Wait for it to come out. Look at the data. Look at the facts. Don't listen to these people. Look how fucking incompetent they are.
Like who at the NFL?
The comms teams for the Eagles and the Dolphins, and then the people specifically that he named that he said he worked with.
Got it. I don't know necessarily the football stuff.
Okay.
You know, I don't have relationships in the football world.
Sure.
But in the business world, you know, we've definitely, you know, talked to multiple people.
Like Todd and Chris, and they backed him.
Correct.
Wait a second. This means at minimum, Jeff knew about Eddie's background beforehand, or part of it, and still decided to go with it. This is just unbelievable, willful stupidity. And since Jeff is Logan's manager, I assume him and the team should have known about this as well. But still, they went forward with it even though they knew this stuff before launch. Now, I started to reach out for comments about this because obviously this is a huge deal. But when I did, I got a call from somebody new. Someone with a different perspective that I hadn't heard from before. Jake, the Crypto King. He's been involved with some of Logan's projects in the past, like Pokemon, for example. He was called the Collectibles Guru a few years ago. Nowadays, he goes by Crypto King, and he's an advisor for the Cryptozoo project. So let's add him to the conspiracy board. But the question is, what did he have to say? I took a call with him, and he mostly wanted to talk off the record. But when I pressed him, he was willing to at least put one thing on the record for me.
Right. One more thing about Eddie before we get off of him. We actually...
the biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to ever be thought that Logan's the reason it failed. He's not.
Oh. Curveball, okay. Well, this just spun the wheels a little bit. Because in the first reaction, I was very vocal about Logan Paul and what a scumbag he is. And I'm not taking that back. He is. Like, he scammed people already. He's been involved with really shady stuff, okay? But this might actually change this specific scenario. All right, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Because I don't want it to ever be thought that Logan's the reason it failed. He's not. Logan wasn't smart enough for what he tried to build. And then when it was built and was failing, didn't have the ability to correct it and to save face and reputation. It was more convenient to pull out than to be associated with a failing project that the dev rocked. So I could put that one sentence on the record.
Well, that is certainly emphatic.
Although I need to add this, bear in mind, because they have a friendship, now I don't know to what extent this friendship is going to, but it is possible that this person is trying to save face for Logan now, putting it on the record that it wasn't his fault. So again, there's that possibility that we have to consider. But it's definitely an interesting thing because it, you know, at the end of the day, we have to look at everything, and this is part of the equation now we have to put in. So fucking hell, this is so good.
Crypto King says it's all Eddie's fault. And this is a nice, neat theory for us. You know, Eddie ruined everything because, yeah, Eddie is a liar. So it does seem to explain how these developers got screwed. But this theory doesn't fit all the facts because Eddie was kicked off the team months ago. And still, the game is not working, despite Logan claiming they were going to go back and fix all the problems.
All right, there we go.
And retroactively working to make these projects right. And this just takes time, bro. It just takes time. Development takes time.
Working backwards to fix things, which isn't ideal, but also this project will speak for itself.
And now, you know, we're working backwards to try to fix it.
This just hasn't happened. Even a year from launch, the game just doesn't exist. What's worse is the newest dev team who came on after Eddie just quit. And one of their reasons was they hadn't been paid for over a month. I know this because Logan's team is leakier than the Titanic and someone told me that, but we also...
leakier than the Titanic. Okay, so actually, let's go back when I said that. Okay, so it was Eddie who didn't pay the last dev team. It wasn't actually Logan, right? But now Eddie's gone. Eddie is no longer in this equation currently. and they still didn't get paid. So it wasn't purely Eddie who refused to pay. It was a collaborative decision, or whether it was a unanimous sort of group mentality that we're just gonna scam even our own people. Oh man, the plot thickens, man. The plot thickens.
We also have blockchain evidence. This is Jeff paying Block Ops, the company they hired out on July 19th. They were supposed to redo all this work. It's confirmed by their leader, Skip, talking about a first monthly payment on that day. But after that, there's nothing until they quit on September 26th in a post called Our Departure from Cryptozoo. Now, I do have to say, it does look like they were eventually paid, but only a day after they quit. And this is just the same problem as before, slightly different. Nobody can pay these devs paid, but only a day after, but only in a post.
I just want to quickly, we Black Ops were brought on as the new development team for Cryptozoo with the objective of rebuilding the ecosystem, including maintainable smart contract infrastructure, revamped DApp, and sustainable tokenomics. Fucking hell, these terms are just very new for me. Okay, so interesting.
Hey, as before, slightly different. Nobody can pay these devs on time, and investors end up getting nothing. And so I can't buy into the idea that Eddie's at fault for everything, because when Eddie was gone, they had a lot of the same problems. Now, It was only at the point that this dev team quit, Block Ops, that things really took a turn. Because if the Titanic was leaking before, now it was sinking, and everyone basically gave up hope. You know, from every direction, I started getting messages from all the investors who felt betrayed, who up to this point were holding on to hope. Now they felt defeated. They felt tricked by the Cryptozoo team who had fed them promise after promise.
Of course they would be.
He was never in the chat or anything, never apologized or told us anything.
Things didn't work out. We all get that. But to continuously lie, lead people on, hype people up, to put more money in, all the while in the background, things are going down, things are hitting the fan, and you've left us holding the bag.
I know it was my decision, and I did my research, but I believe nobody has to lose money in this way.
And that's when a whistleblower stepped forward and decided enough was enough.
All right.
They decided to leak me messages, team messages, from the Cryptozoo team, from all the way back in the beginning when they thought of this idea, all the way up to launch. And seeing that, it changed everything.
Okay, hold on. Before we go into this, big breaths, guys, big breaths. Oh my god, there's only like a minute left. So if there's no like some revelation, I'll feel like I have blue balls. You know what I mean? It's like I need something satisfying to happen in the next 1 minute. Okay.
All of a sudden, I got a lot of new information. Remember how Jake, the Crypto King, said Eddie was the only problem? Well, a year ago, he was saying something very different. On the day of launch, he said this to the group. Logan, you stole 40 million in tokens from me. You are a scam artist. You are a liar, and you betrayed your own community. You aren't that guy. Logan replies, oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy.
You're gonna change the whole story. Yeah, I'll go on the record for you, and yes, I'm gonna show you the text message that say we can sell at these ascending market caps, and that it's not like I was trying to rug a project. It's like I put $250,000 into a project plus 6 months of time, and the founder never did anything he said he was going to do, and then hired a bunch of devs that didn't do what they were going to do. And every time I gave advice, the advice was I was told. So there was nothing illegal about that. Ethically, arguable. The rest that Logan did to me was ethically wrong and illegal.
I've got fucking goosebumps, okay? There we go. Literally insider information that Logan Paul not only stole money, is a scam artist, lies, and he confirmed it. He said, trust me, bro, I am that guy. Okay, so if Logan goes to court ever again and he doesn't get charged with at least 2 to 3 actual crimes being committed, or at least have that being committed, then the American justice system, there's something seriously wrong. Like at that point, I don't know how many inches that cook is that Logan must be sucking on for him to get away with all this shit. Holy shit. Okay, we need part 3 now. I know it's going to come out for a few days, but fuck. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you did, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos in the future. Again, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.